Hit the road, dude. It's private property. This state property. This private property, dude.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
It's like Trump can't help but lie about everything. Like, even when he does something good, let's say he created 5 million jobs, he's got to say 7. Or let's say gas went down 30 cents a gallon, he's got to say 80 cents a gallon. Like, I don't understand it.
And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race.
Yeah, it seems like somebody murdered him. It was knife wounds, right?
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and
That's
I'm just
knife
very
wound and
intrigued.
lacerations.
But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on.
You think it was the
especially
sun?
when
Is that what you're saying?
It comes from the
It's being
realm of
reported the
Linda
sun
Binda.
did it. Oh, okay.
So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Oh, let me change my camera quick. Oh, wrong one. Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is a Cold Beer Confessional. Wife, Michelle, Rob by their son from 12 minutes ago, but it's from the Hindustan Times. Were killed by their son on People magazine, exclusive sources. Oh, shit. Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were found dead in their Los Angeles home on Sunday, December 14th. Authorities responding to a medical aid call around 3:30 p.m. discovered their bodies. Multiple sources tell people that the killer was the couple's son, Nick Reiner. Nick Reiner previously spoke publicly about his long battle with drug addictions and periods of homelessness. Damn. Eventually left him on the streets. He said, "Oh, did you guys see that video of Andy Dick? Like blue from a fucking overdose?" Let's see if I can find it. They released the person they arrested for the Brown University shooting. They literally just released him. Like, what the fuck is going on? Check this out. Oh, I've got it sped up. I need to slow down, I guess. So that's him with his face down right there. His glasses are on the ground, and these two other junkies are just standing there. They won't answer. They won't speak. They won't nothing. The guy, I know I didn't have the audio on yet, but the guy just comes up and says, "Is he okay?" Basically.
Is he okay? Andy, are you okay, buddy? Is he okay? Hey. Andy. Andy, buddy. Hey, Andy, wake up.
You see his face there? Like it's like turning purple and shit. Look at his face. Yeah, bad. It doesn't look as bad when his face comes up, but
What the dude?
like that doesn't look as bad. It looks like it's starting to get some color there, but look at him. And I'm assuming he survived this. I didn't hear he died.
Let me see his nose. Hey, let me see his nose. Stop shaking. Give me an Narcan right here. Shut up.
That person has Narcan. He's like, "Hey, let me see his mouth. Let me see his mouth. I'm giving him Narcan right here."
You need to spit out, please.
No, wake him up right now. Wake him up.
So it says his friend and neighbor is who is the one that's here. But also, why the camera? Like, look how much time he takes setting up his camera to get the shot here.
Is he okay? Andy, are you okay, buddy?
It labeled this guy his friend and neighbor. They're like, watch.
Okay? Hey,
All right, he rolls up. He's slumped over. Right?
hey. Andy.
Now what?
Andy.
Move the board,
Andy.
set up the camera, get the tripod set up.
Andy, buddy. Hey, Andy, wake up.
Okay, are we in frame? Are we perfectly in frame?
Call an ambulance right now.
Let me see his nose. Hey.
He even checks the camera. Look at this. He checks to see if they're recording. Watch. What the fuck else is he looking at? He told someone else to call 911, right? He's obviously not calling 911 because he's recording. He doesn't go run and grab his phone and say, fuck the video, I'm going to call 911. What else would this be?
Give me an Narcan right here.
I thought he pissed himself at first, but there was like, there's something they knock over, a beer or something, or a drink of some type.
Yo, wake him up right now. Wake him up.
Whatever's in that can. And he's just fucking limp, dude, when they roll him back. But Narcan's really good. Like, they can bring him back. I'm glad they distribute Narcan. I mean, people be like, fuck them, let them die. But goddamn. Like, it's rough when it's somebody related to you or somebody you know or something. I don't know. Then we ended up with the... Oh, wait, there were other Andy Dick videos? Hold on.
Comedian Andy Dick is once again on the brink of death. On a Hollywood street, he was found collapsed on the sidewalk, unconscious, suspected.
He's like struggled with drugs his whole career, right? I like Andy Dick. He's funny, but he struggled like the entire time, right?
Of a drug overdose. In critical condition, passersby were terrified and rushed to his aid. Some called emergency service.
It says, so this is a report that came out. When did this come out? December 12th. Andy Dick reportedly thinks fentanyl, not crack cocaine, is to blame for his apparent overdose in Hollywood. Andy Dick was seen unresponsive from apparent drug overdose Tuesday. The comedian told TMZ that he had sneaked away from friends to do what appeared to be crack cocaine with a stranger. So somebody said, hey, I got crack. You want some? Dick clarified to the New York Post that he believes fentanyl is to blame for his emergency.
Services, others knelt down to try and...
Maybe this is like an elaborate prank for him to, or an elaborate scam for him to come out and support the Trump administration's attempts to blow up narco terrorists.
Wake him. This group of strangers pulled him back from the brink of death. Andy Dick has been embroiled in drug abuse for years, facing legal troubles, scandals, and conflicts. His name is practically synonymous with collapse. It seems...
He said, this is his quote, it has to be fentanyl. He explained to the Post. He said that paramedics told his friends that the synthetic opioid was likely the cause. Then he says, this is another quote, that's the only thing that can kill you that quickly. Like I just dropped. He was out with friends Tuesday when he saw a stranger waving him over. He then snuck away from his friends briefly and did some drugs. There was a guy that was my age, and I felt for him, Dick said. Oh, you felt for him, yeah. He was depressed, and he was out on the sidewalk, and then he wiped out what looked like crack, and then he whipped out what looked like crack, and I'm like, you know what? I might need a little bit of that. You know what? I do dabble. That's what I do. You know what? Yeah. Random homeless person. I feel bad for you, but I do the crack. I will do crack. I will do a little crack. I do feel bad for you. You're my age. You live on the street. I'm here with all my wonderful friends. I will do some of that crack, though, there, sir. I will do some of that. You got a torch? He told the Post that he then just dropped, but declined to elaborate any further. According to Sean Harrell, who came across the scene as friends were trying to revive the unresponsive comedian and was present when first responders arrived, Dick was pretty bad shape. He was blue. His hands were blue, and his face was blue. I'm assuming it just depresses your system so much you just quit. Everything relaxes, you quit breathing as well, right? I thought he had passed away. It was like dead weight. But after being administered some Narcan, the brand name medication used to reverse opioid overdose, Dick reportedly was able to leave the area with a friend and was not even transported to the hospital. It was a group effort, one of Dick's friends said to TMZ. According to the Post, Dick's comments about crack were meant to be a joke. I jokingly said, a little crack every now and then is not going to kill anybody, but it killed me, Dick said. It killed me. I died, you know. My lips turned purple. Dick has a history of incidents involving drugs and alcohol, including arrests for public intoxication, drug possession, sexual misconduct, domestic violence. He reportedly indulges in more alcohol than drugs, according to a Friday TMZ report. I will do a little bit of that crack, though.
Seems like
I feel so bad for you, man. It's like you're out here living on the street. You know, it's wintertime. It's almost Christmas. You got to, is that crack? Yeah, I'll do some of that. Yeah, give me that. I don't think this is what caused you to be on the street or nothing like that. I don't think this will destroy your entire life. I'll do that. I bet you just made some probably bad investments, right?
yet another moment when fate has him by the throat. Los Angeles police responded quickly to a report of a suspected drug overdose. His true condition remains unclear, but the footage suggests a grim outcome.
Well, fuck, no, it's not grim. I mean, I know this is an AI voice or whatever, but hell, he's been calling in news shows. All right, anyways, go back. And this was the latest. I think it was this one. Is this the one that's like over 2 minutes long? So old, old fucking cross-eyed Cash got him again. Everybody's like, it's a trans activist. No, it's a Trump supporter. And it wasn't even the right guy.
Shortly, we will be releasing the person of interest who had been detained earlier today.
The guy is apparently a veteran and either is currently or formerly served at Arlington.
And the Attorney General can speak a little bit about the rationale for that. But we want to inform the community that that individual will shortly be released from Providence Police. We know that this is likely to cause fresh anxiety for our community. And we want to reiterate what we said earlier, which remains true.
This is probably bad. I don't think they have any idea who did it. They say that some students reported somebody yelling Arabic, but honestly, like if they don't have that on recording, there's no telling what they heard. You know what I mean? No, it's a white guy. There's no telling what they heard. Somebody's when that stress and that environment. Hell, sometimes people subconsciously just invent things that didn't happen. I mean, you guys have probably been like not this, but like an intense situation where there's like a fight or you know somebody started swinging or something crazy happened. And you're like, oh yeah, the guy come over here is like, I'm gonna fuck you up. That never really happened, but you remember it that way. So even some people saying they think they heard a guy shout Arabic words, I don't know how reliable that is. That seems kind of wild.
And we want to reiterate what we said earlier, which remains true.
Everybody's sharing this guy's picture, and they don't even realize it's AI.
Which is
fucking boomers.
The initial call, now a day and a half ago. We have not received any credible or specific threats to the Providence community. And so the status of safety in our community remains unchanged. And we believe that you remain safe in our community, though we will continue to have an enhanced police presence throughout the city and on the Brown campus. We are once again encouraging anyone who thinks that they might have relevant information to assist with our ongoing investigation to please provide it. These are the same resources that were asked earlier, but to share them once again. You can upload video. Especially the fact that they've got this whole tip line, email, text set up. I don't think they have any idea who did it. Or photos to the special FBI website created for this incident, which is fbi.gov/Brown University shooting. That's fbi.gov/Brown University shooting. Or call the Providence Police non-emergency number of 401-272-3121. Our investigation into this horrific act remains ongoing. It has been ongoing. They said they got this guy from the same information they apparently got the mentally handicapped DC bomber from, which would be cell phone data, tags, like license plate. And then when they raided the guy's hotel room or wherever he was staying, they said that he had a pistol in there that had an easily recognizable laser sight on it. And I know there's been some frustration from members of the community and others about
I'll trust you. I'm not going to look it up, but thanks.
the language that we've been using about the person of interest and such, and that speaks to directly.
Especially like if the gunfire was already happening, man, somebody could yell almost anything. And in that confusion, you could think it was a foreign language, or they had an accent they didn't have, or they said something they didn't say.
The fact that this investigation was and continues ongoing, and we will continue to endeavor to not confirm any information that is not yet confirmable. And that is how we can best be transparent with all the members of our community.
I noticed they were real standoffish in calling this guy the suspect or the perpetrator. Just a person of interest was all they called him, so they couldn't have had much.
To share the best information that we have.
But that's their claim. Hold on. They keep sharing this picture. This is an AI picture. It says, whoops. Sorry again, guys. This fucking... Whoops. Sorry again, guys. I'll get you on the next one. This is an AI picture. His real picture is probably down through here somewhere. I might have to search his name to find his actual picture. It's not fully AI. It's like where you put a picture in and then AI fixes it or whatever. We used to have a person that did that to all their profile pictures. But his name is Benjamin Erickson. And then they're like, Erickson, Democrat, statehood, Green Party affiliated. Because the person was like saying that this person's Facebook page said that D.C. should be the 51st state. Then they had this guy, which was the wrong guy. Newly commissioned U.S. Army cyber warfare officer. That's not the right guy. That's the wrong guy again. Not trans, not Muslim, not black. That's an AI picture. That's an AI picture. That's the wrong guy again. People just fucking run with it, bro. I know here's his actual picture. There. And there's his AI profile picture. I honestly think they got all of this from a LinkedIn. And it looks like he just tagged a bunch of shit. Animal welfare, civil rights, social action, civic engagement, community improvement, disaster and humanitarian relief, like economic empowerment, education, food, agriculture, nutrition, gender equity, housing and shelter, human rights, international foreign affairs. I think he just put a bunch of fucking shit in his bio. I don't think this means like he's like a fucking super liberal or anything. And then they found his party affiliation was called the DC Statehood Green Party. But it doesn't matter. They released the guy. I mean, it matters to them because they'll be like, I told you it was another crazy leftist Democrat that pursued statehood for his home, Washington, D.C. in 2024. It's part of the Green Party. They jump on this shit too quick. Also, I said this yesterday. I stand by every word I said. Okay? I stand by every word. It's even got the same eye color. Candace Owens, this is Erica Kirk. Candace Owens and I are meeting for a private in-person discussion Monday, December 15th. That real Candace Owens and I have agreed that public discussions, live streams, and tweets are on hold until after this meeting. I look forward to a productive conversation. Thank you. Candace says, I'm very much looking forward to this discussion. So they're meeting in private, even though all of it was public, even though she says it all has to be out here and public. Now it's in private.
We're all grieving with Queen Erica, for Erica, we mazel tov. We're all grieving with Queen Erica, America's with Erica. We're all grieving with Queen Erica, her dry drops and psyops. We're all grieving with Queen Erica, America's for Erica. I am Zion Shiksafuran, the Queen of TPUSA.
Uh-oh.
For my role controlling.
Went a little leftist there.
Stack of fate. We're building a new Hebrew Reich. I'm MK Ultra by.
I don't want to say this is what actually happened, but I will say this, okay? This could have been. This is like those, you know, those what if scenarios where you're like, what if this would have happened? What if that would have happened? What if Trump wouldn't have killed his best friend? This could have been our future.
10 years.
He fucked it up.
10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence?
That's the man there. He could have stopped all of this. And then they do a little line dance.
10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence?
Haters will say it's fake. You telling me he wouldn't stop it for Charlie? I bet he would have. He caught it in midair. We're way past that. We're way past that. His son murdered him and his wife.
10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence?
Pretty amazing, honestly. That's pretty good. I believe it. I believe it's a possibility. Okay? Support the show. The mods have the link, probably. Just Quick Tools link. Support the show, help pay the bills. Thank you to Book Girl for a donation last night. I appreciate it. A big donation last night. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. I haven't watched this, but it's got to be a good one.
I think if you're an idiot to actually think that that's what happened. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt that you were. I think if you're an idiot to actually think that that's what happened. And I was giving you the benefit of the doubt that you were not quite that stupid. That you.
Oh, also, it's cold as fuck here. It's going to be 8 degrees tonight. I don't have heat, so I might be putting on the 10 pool toboggan again.
You think that after all the hate that they've been ratcheting up against President Trump and the right, actually before Trump even came along, that they've been ratcheting up since 2008, that they've been ratcheting up against the right, saying that they're Nazis, they're fascists, and they're misogynists, and they're transphobes.
Wait.
And the most evil people ever. You think? No.
Yes, the low is 8 degrees tonight.
No, I'm not done my point.
Oh my
so
God.
stop trying
The
to
fake
interrupt
virtue
me.
signaling is so
you're
fucking
trying to
cringe. It's
interrupt
cringe
me.
when wokies do it, and it's
Here we
cringe
go.
when
You see,
conservatives do
You're
it.
doing it right now. You're doing it right
Yeah,
now.
go ahead.
You're still doing it right now. You think that after decades of the left basically screaming about evil everybody's that you think that when he sent out a tweet saying how deranged and seriously dangerous the left is, that is what makes them now acting racist. How stupid do you think that these words are influencing him in any mental way at all? Could it theoretically answer your stupid question? Could it theoretically have impact? Yes. Many people think that yes. Now that's whatever.
So you're literally saying the left's words have impact that you've mostly invented, and it's just random fucking people on Twitter, right? It's not the goddamn president or anybody with any real power, anybody within the party. But when Trump says it, oh no, it was the groundwork is already there. His words have no effect.
Everybody more beyond belief to actually think that's true.
Do you acknowledge that Republicans have been calling
Bro, I gotta move.
everybody on the left commies and socialists for decades? All throughout Obama's term, he was called a communist and a socialist. Do you acknowledge that?
Yes.
Okay. Who were like the number one enemies of America for the prior 70 years when they were calling Obama a communist?
No,
The communists.
When they were calling him a communist, communism was not that big a threat at that point.
Oh, okay.
At that point, Islam was a much bigger threat.
Do you think Nazis are a big threat?
Okay, yeah, then cool. Then
Cool. That's fine. What else did they call Obama? What else did they call Obama besides a communist and a socialist?
what was a more recent threat, communists or fascists in the world?
Well, I think that when you're calling someone the most evil
He
person
realized
ever,
he just walked himself in the dumbest trap in the universe.
No.
He's been dead for 80
shit.
years. I mean, he's not that big of a deal.
Fuck. Oh, no, that's so awkward. I feel so awkward for you, bro. You're supposed to cringe.
I think you'd be an idiot to actually think that that's
Oh, got him. Got him.
Of about 4 times. I want you to know I watched this the equivalent of about 4 times to do this for you. So
I just said your name a minute ago, but girl.
Me.
Barry Weiss, editor-in-chief of CBS News.
CBS, they gave Donald Trump $16 million so their merger would go through. And yeah, so this, just part of the propaganda machine.
The only way to get to the truth.
Spoiler, that doesn't happen. So I want to take this moment to point out the fact that Erica Kirk starts and ends every interview in that position. And her head just always seems to rise on cue.
And that brings me right to tonight's guests.
Now that her head is in position, she'll do it with her eyes.
CEO and chairwoman of Turning Point.
It's like she's one of those home robots powering up, the ones that eventually try to wipe out your family.
Was very grateful when you had reached out.
They reached out to her. She didn't reach out to them. Got it.
Thank you so much for making the time.
Making the time. Lady, this is all she's been doing.
You said you have no idea what you have just unleashed.
She's being asked to explain that a little bit because it was rather intense.
The team goes to dinner.
She's starting at the beginning. Take note, the team goes to dinner. What they went out to dinner, this is within 24 hours of Charlie Kirk being killed. You would think like a potluck or, let's just go to somebody's house and order pizza. But they go out to dinner. Got it.
It took me months to even walk into my bedroom.
Did anyone else watch that and go, what? It's been 3 months.
And those are my words.
How did she not come out of the bedroom for months? We saw her like a couple days after that.
That was an original Erica Kirk. She wrote that herself.
The team reached out to me and said they think they got the guy.
Key word there is think. They think they got the guy.
You should probably say thank you to the authorities and just make a statement.
Really? Really? Who the fuck would expect a grieving widow to make a statement? There were a dozen people that had positions in the organization that could have made a statement. That is absurd.
Let's go to the office and let's discuss.
Charlie is dead. And yes, you have a 3-year-old probably losing her mind. But let's get together in the office.
We can easily pre-record this. I said, absolutely not. My husband always went live.
Not if you were dead.
I have nothing to hide.
Paranoid much?
We're fully transparent.
So it's inside 24 hours. Charlie has just been brutally assassinated. Her thought is, I need to not only make an announcement, it needs to be live so people don't think we have something to hide.
What would they possibly have to hide? Did anybody think that she would have to be out doing a press conference 3 days later? Or she was hiding something? No. Sounds like you're slipping up and fucking admitting it yourself. What else does this lady have? I see some more videos.
Fell in love with him so quickly.
Bullshit answer. When she first started this tour of hers, she said that she wasn't so sure. It took her some time because she thought she was going in for a job interview. And
she did say that. She was caught off guard. And she wasn't so sure, but he was. And now she was in love with him at first sight.
Was hit with, no, I want to date you.
Always say, baby, I don't care what time you get home.
This is an antidote she has on repeat.
Your food will never be cold. It might sit out for a little bit, but I'll reheat it. Don't get mad. Don't do it.
I've never seen a real tear.
These looks to the host sometimes like, did you buy that?
People today that are looking for their spouses.
Getting advice from a woman who was on a reality TV dating show.
Go get coffee. Let's go get drinks. We never drank.
Where she did, in fact, have a drink in her hand.
Hits me hard is when I'm in the grocery store and I see his hot sauce. I want to buy it.
When is the last time you think that woman has been in a grocery store?
The goal for all of us, right? I know. You did and he was taken. So you did and he was taken.
That was weird. The little camera check. That is weird. Hold on.
Because his parents are private.
Snapped right out of that.
Damn.
His parents are private. All of us, right? I know. You did and he was taken. So you did and he was taken.
That's weird.
Because his parents are private.
Snapped right out of that moment.
His parents are private.
I heard you can use a hair straightener to reheat it. I don't know.
Fell in love with him so quickly.
Bullshit answer.
Protect what you love. Protect who you love.
Oh, I'm going to follow that advice, which is why you will hear me continue to warn, speak out against, keep drawing attention to this entity that is Erica Kirk.
cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
This woman,
The leather pants is fucking wild.
came out of the gate using her husband's horrific assassination as a political weapon, which has only served to divide this country further. Besides, this whole firework thing is annoying as fuck. And then, of course,
Pyrotechnics at his funeral.
was this.
He was answering a question about trans violence.
I don't believe in consensus.
How about evidence? Do you believe in that?
Evidence portions that have been collected.
Sure. Of course, they haven't been shared with the class.
The evil murderer who took Charlie from us.
Mr. Vice President, there hasn't even been a trial, you fuckhead.
They tried to silence my friend Charlie Kirk.
So yeah.
I wonder how much of an argument they're going to have that the jury pool's tainted if that goes to trial.
Yeah, now Erica and Vance are like this, or more like this. He grab his head. Ew, kiss me.
This is not saving Western civilization.
So now it's up to JD and Usha. So now it's up to Usha, not Usha. She's out of the picture. It's up to JD and Erica to save Western civilization.
Empower young Americans to embrace faith, freedom, and family.
They left out the for white people part, but it's there. It's for white people. Whites only.
Carrying a movement that Charlie created.
Because that's what Charlie would want for her to do.
Be a mother to his children.
Yeah, he said there was nothing more important than that.
That to me was so much more important. Everything else I could care less.
Yeah, you know how we know that's not true? It's called deductive reasoning.
Home means you. Be home.
Charlie was a man of conviction. He wasn't saying that on a whim.
This is not about Charlie Kirk.
And yet it's become this weird combination of it being about Charlie Kirk and now somehow JD Vance. But that's not by accident, is it, darling?
We must do this for Charlie, for Charlie, for Charlie. We will rebuild this United States of America to greatness. For Charlie, we will never shrink, we will never cower. For Charlie, we shall live. As Charlie lived, that is what we must do for Charlie.
They won because of Charlie Kirk swaying the youth vote, so strategy. From the moment they brought Charlie's body, I'm not going to go down the conspiracy route right now. From the moment they took Charlie's body off of Vance's plane, that was the first time I'd ever seen Erica Kirk. Immediately, the way she hugged Usha Vance, well, they both looked back to make sure the camera was in place. I thought, holy hell, this is going to be a show. And that is all it has been from that moment on.
Our whole administration is here. We wouldn't be here without them.
Protect what you love. Protect who you love.
Oh, I'm going to follow that.
Did you see people didn't understand the hug that you and JD had?
The love of her life was just tragically assassinated, and a significant amount of the world accused her of being inappropriate with another man. You would think she would give that some thought. Oh my gosh.
I don't know that I could laugh that quickly. I don't know.
And she seems to lack that here. She also seems to lack the ability to be teachable. Anybody who blames everybody else is going to have problems in a leadership position.
No one will ever replace my husband. But I do.
When somebody says but, everything before that doesn't matter.
But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD.
To, in one breath, say the words husband, but, and the name of another man is bizarre, let alone what followed. The video for me first came up much farther back. For a half second, my mind was like, are they kissing? That's what people do when they're kissing. I knew they weren't, but instinctively, my brain went to some couple is making out.
Whoever is like hating on a hug needs a hug themselves.
What if the wife didn't like it? What if a wife told her, I didn't like it, it made me uncomfortable? Is she going to say, what's wrong with you? Do you need a hug too?
I don't think Usha gets an opinion.
You a free hug?
How much are they usually?
Just played the emotional video. I'm walking over. He's walking over.
The play-by-play doesn't change anything.
He says he's so proud of you, and I say God bless you, and I touch the back of his head.
Of course, she's spiritualizing it. Whoa, I didn't mean for that to happen.
Anyone who I've hugged that I have touched the back of your head when I do, I always say God bless you.
I do it all the time. So what?
Just me.
Maybe you have some boundary issues, and that would be worth considering.
If you want to take that out of context, go right ahead.
Aren't we all over the gaslighting at this point? Inevitably, there is someone who comments on one of these. I thought it was just me. I thought I was being too critical. It is not just you. This woman is fucking out of her mind.
Shows that you need a hug more than anyone else.
In the name of Jesus, who I am familiar with, by the way. Fuck you.
So now when I go and hug people, I'll bring them back in and be like, I obviously didn't give you the right hug. Like, come let me touch the back of your head.
What if a man did this? Because you realize, whether intentionally or not, it's a power move. She is holding somebody hostage in that moment.
Oh, I don't know what to do with my hands. Touch the head.
What if a man joked and said he didn't know what to do with his hands?
Being there for the team.
Her moods have no segue, so absolutely there's something going on there, so maybe she cannot comprehend what is happening. If you're tempted to come back with, well, she just lost her husband, then she should stay the fuck home and keep her mouth shut about politics. She has a town hall on Saturday. You bet your ass I'm going to talk about that.
Did you see people didn't understand the hug that you and JD had?
The love of her life.
The only thing that I fear is being out of the alignment of God's will.
But if God is omnipowerful and omnipresent, would he even let you
This lady's making a bunch of content off Erica.
out of his will? Or
It seems to be doing well.
rivers lead to the ocean eventually? Think about it.
That is a very dangerous position to be in.
It's also based on a misconception that we are just in control of everything.
When I was in New York,
Almost forgot. Yeah, at the beginning of the last video, she was asked, why were you in New York?
I really trusted God. That's where I needed to be. I prayed on it at first because originally I was living in LA.
Prayed on it is evangelical speak for, you can't question me on this because God told me. Went from one entertainment capital to the other. Interesting.
Lord, if this is where you need me to be.
God doesn't need anything. If God needed, God of your understanding, can we just get that out of the way? If God were needy of anything, they wouldn't be God. They being the pronoun of God's choice.
Make it so clear. Bought a one-way ticket to New York.
It doesn't say how God made it clear. I guess maybe if her credit card didn't go through.
One suitcase, my mom was like, what are you going to do when you're there? I was like, I'll figure it out once I get there. I just know that's where the Lord needs me.
Picture Erica Kirk, one suitcase in hand. The Lord needs me in New York City.
They said, you're such a strong Christian. Why would you go to such a dark city?
She was living in Los Angeles. So apparently her friends in LA were like, why are you going to a dark place?
So the more that you take the light out of a dark place, the darker it gets.
So she took her light out of Los Angeles because New York City needed it more. Go right.
And then you went back to Arizona to apply for the turning point job?
This is a really significant point that Megyn Kelly kind of slides into. Why, if she was working in New York City and successful, as Erica Kirk has often reminded us, she didn't need the job at Turning Point, why would she leave New York City to go to Arizona to an opening of a Turning Point building?
No, so...
oh, she bumbles through this one. Suspect as fuck.
Was in New York. I was casting director.
Wasn't the question. Take note of how often Erica Kirk never answers the question directly.
I was signed with a modeling agency.
Bullshit. Anybody ever see any modeling gigs she did? Any print modeling, anything?
And to Turning Point's office opening.
We know. Megan asked why. Why would you go?
And Tyler was he runs Turning Point Action now.
Irrelevant. Megan asked, were you going there for a job interview? Simple question.
I said, you need to meet the CEO.
Trying to distance herself like, oh, I didn't know who this was. Right.
Shook his hand, said hi, nice to meet you. Neither of us thought anything of it.
No hug, no hair stroking, no latching on and not letting go. No, you're amazing, Jesse kind of vibe, nothing like that. Erica Kirk is not a shake your hand and move on kind of girl. We know this meeting led to a job interview, but she never said why she went to Arizona.
The only thing that I fear is being out of the alignment of God's will.
But if God is omnipowerful and
It's the only thing she fears.
you out of his will, or would just kind of all rivers lead to the ocean eventually? Think about it.
That is a very dangerous position to be in.
It's also based on a misconception that we are just in control of everything.
When I was in New York.
Almost forgot. Yeah, at the beginning of the last video, she was asked, why were you in New York?
I really trusted God. That's where I needed to be. I prayed on it at first because originally I was living in LA.
Prayed on it is evangelical speak for, you can't question me on this because God told me. Went from one entertainment capital to the
Makes
other.
sense.
Interesting.
Lord, if this is where you need me to be.
God doesn't need anything. If God needed, God of your understanding, can we just get that out of the way? If God were needy of anything, they wouldn't be God. They being the pronoun of God's choice.
Make it so clear. About a one-way ticket to New York.
Doesn't say how God made it clear. I guess maybe if her credit card didn't go through.
One suitcase, my mom was like, what are you going to do when you're there? I was like, I'll figure it out once I get there. I just know that's where the Lord needs me.
Picture Erica Kirk, one suitcase in hand. The Lord needs me in New York City.
Jesus, take the wheel.
They said, you're such a strong Christian. Why would you go to such a dark city?
She was living in
Honeypot.
So apparently her friends in LA were
Apparently, she was kind of... The only reason she got the interview with Charlie Kirk is Trump suggested it.
like, why are you going to a dark place?
So the more that you take the light out of a dark place, the darker it gets.
So she took her light
She was kind of half-ass doing some work for Trump at the time.
out of Los Angeles because New York City needed it more. Go right.
And then you went back to Arizona to apply for the turning point job?
This is a really significant point that Megyn Kelly kind of slides into. Why, if she was working in New York City and successful, as Erica Kirk has often reminded us, she didn't need the job at Turning Point, why would she leave New York City to go to
She don't need no man.
opening of a Turning Point building?
No, so...
oh, she bumbles through this one. Suspect as fuck.
Was in New York. I was casting director.
Wasn't the question. Take note of how often Erica Kirk never answers the question directly.
I was signed with a modeling agency.
Bullshit. Anybody ever see any modeling gigs she did? Any print modeling, anything?
And to Turning Point's office opening.
We know. Megan asked why. Why would you go?
And
She had that one prostitute champagne room thing going on.
he runs Turning Point Action now.
Irrelevant. Megan asked, were you going there for a job interview? Simple question.
I said, you need to meet the CEO.
Trying to distance herself like, oh, I didn't know who this was. Right.
Shook his hand, said hi, nice to meet you. Neither of us thought anything of it.
No hug, no hair stroking, no latching on and not letting go. No, you're amazing, Jesse kind of vibe, nothing like that. Erica Kirk is not a shake your hand and move on kind of girl. We know this means
That was wild.
job interview, but she never said why she went to Arizona.
The only thing that
Ever. She does not answer the question.
She's saying killed her husband, but cannot forgive Jimmy Kimmel. Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel lied about your husband's murder.
That's Jesse Waters from Fox, a man who lacks so much integrity.
Again, all Jimmy Kimmel said is the MAGA is so busy trying to prove that this guy's anything other than one of them. He never said he was one of them. He never said he was MAGA. He never said he wasn't MAGA. He just said MAGA's busy doing that instead of grieving. Jimmy Kimmel lied. So she forgives the murderer of her husband, but not the comedian Jimmy Kimmel.
His mother once called into the show to call him out on it.
Use your voice responsibly.
Didn't go so well, and he was disinvited from Thanksgiving.
I was not invited to my mother's house for Thanksgiving.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
He was addressing the issues arising with Donald Trump, the president of the United States, declaring to the world that the liberals killed Charlie Kirk. Before Jimmy Kimmel went on air and said anything about this at all, he put out a post on Instagram.
Sending love to his family. And
Instead of the angry finger pointing, can we just for one day agree that this is horrible and monstrous to shoot another human? On behalf of my family, we send love to the Kirks and to all the children, parents, and innocents who fall victim to senseless gun violence.
asking for compassion, and I meant it. I still do.
What would you say to Jimmy Kimmel?
Same thing I told Sinclair. Mm-hmm. They asked, do you want Jimmy to give you an apology? Do you want to be on a show? Do you want to be on a show?
Bullshit.
How can we make it right? I said, tell them thank you, we received their note.
Hold up. So Sinclair was following up on a note from who? Did Jimmy Kimmel send an apology note before? Bitch, what note?
This is not our issue, not our mess.
Ironically, she just encapsulated the heart of the Republican Party. Donald Trump had made it clear for quite some time that he wanted Jimmy Kimmel gone, so she wasn't going to interfere with that.
We are grieving, and we have an organization to run.
Would you not be inclined to say you just wanted to focus on your kids?
And I prayerfully wish you the best.
Christianese for fuck you.
I will never ask someone to give me an apology that they don't genuinely mean.
A wee bit dramatic, yet keeping in character.
That's between you and the Lord.
But forgiving the man you're saying killed your husband is for the world to see.
If you want to say I'm sorry to someone who's grieving, go right ahead.
Oh, well, see, maybe that was the problem, because we haven't seen her.
But if that's on your heart, don't do it.
By this time, she would have seen, if not at least heard about Kimmel's apology, which was nothing if not sincere.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man, nor was it my intention to blame any specific group.
I don't want it.
I never referred to her as a bitch.
I don't need it.
I have no problem doing that now.
It's weighing on my heart. Forgive him.
Bitch.
Damn.
Fuck.
Forgive him, but I can't do it.
Forgives me for things. So he forgives everybody else for things, small, big.
Never seen such a lack of sincerity in somebody.
I forgive him.
Forgiving her husband's killer helps build brand. Forgiving Jimmy Kimmel would help build bridges. And that's not really what they're about, is it? Erica Kirk can forgive the man she's saying killed her husband, but can...
Yeah, I guess we're the go-to now, huh? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They really didn't tell me anything. The only notes I got was, can you see, lighting and accent. I don't know. All right, we're jumping right in. Let's go.
I like her content.
I don't know who she is.
No wonder she's getting views. It's catchy.
First lady. We don't have a first lady. All right, team, take note. He's on uppers today. Yeah, he was walking pretty fast.
Welcome to the White House.
All right, that explains the note on the accent. Yeah, I love a good accent too, but I think we need to get the subtitles going. We got somebody on that?
Inspiring to see everyone gather here together.
You think she can see through those eyes?
As I stand here and observe the audience.
All right, so she was supposed to look up. She was supposed to look up, observe the audience. Who did she not? There was a coaching thing. They got to get us in earlier. That's next time. Push for the coaching package too. He said money's not an issue. The taxpayer will cover it. He'll work it into the ballroom or something.
I recognize the vital importance.
Okay, for real, the closed captioning. Where is that? Well, get the closed captioning up there. Stat.
The president has prioritized America's foster care children.
Guess she doesn't realize a lot of foster care parents use SNAP, huh? So fucking out of touch.
Too many people from foster care community end up homeless, in danger on America's streets.
Yeah, especially in D.C., right? He just rounds them up. Where'd they go anyway? All right, yeah, I think we're good on the lighting. Yeah, there was a note for like a woman over 50. Yeah, sometimes they need a little extra lighting help.
Provides individuals from the foster care community with technology-based scholarships.
That's great, but if you want to be a doctor, fuck you.
Throughout America.
Swear to God, Carl, get those closed captions up there now.
But more significantly.
29 years. She's been here 29 years, really. All right, linguistics coaching. I'm putting it on the list. Yeah, it's the platinum package.
Permanency for those who embody the fleeting.
Yes, Carl, thank you for getting it up there. I know it's not understanding her, so that's not on you.
Institutions like Vanderbilt University.
Vanderbilt University. Yeah, I only know that.
Vanderbilt University.
Linguistics package.
Yeah, I guess we're the go-to now, huh? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They really didn't tell
I did not realize until this interview how little Erica Kirk understands Scripture. And this is a really big deal as Turning Point has branded themselves as this Christian organization. And Erica Kirk is presenting herself as a Jesus-loving woman. Nothing pissed Jesus off like leaders who led the masses astray. When he saw the religious leaders selling shit in the temple, he fastened a whip and he was going to town, not only turning over tables, but like whipping at people. It was a big deal. Jesus issued a die-hard warning, literally, against people who led, quote-unquote, the little ones astray. Listen to this. Whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea.
I want to teach them so much about God and Jesus. I understand that they could be the antidote. They can pray for those people. But I want them to also see that evil
is a big deal when she is this involved in politics.
If you're not getting attacked or slandered, or you're just looking a lot like the rest of the world.
To have this idea that anybody who has problems with you is evil, just creating this little bubble.
I have been called so many names, slandered, and none of that means anything to me. It's all just noise. I know you get this. You have a thick skin and a soft heart.
Does she not watch Megyn Kelly's podcast? She recently said that the people on these fishing boats, she wanted to see them not only killed, but to suffer. She also said, as you might know, that Jeffrey Epstein wasn't really a pedophile. He wasn't really into like the 8 or 9-year-olds. He liked the 14, 15-year-olds. Yeah, she's psychotic. But Erica Kirk says she has a soft heart.
I'm okay with the world not understanding me.
Beauty pageant person, are you kidding me?
We're called to be in the world, not of it.
And to be the aroma of Christ, meaning that you put off something that people would be drawn to, not judgmental little.
If they could understand me, then I'm not doing something right.
That is hands down the most fascinating thing I have ever heard somebody who claims to be a believer say. To show how
if they understand me, I'm doing it wrong.
Those not having the law, I became like one not having the law. So as to win those not having the law, I have become all things to all people so that by all possible means I might save some. I do all this for the sake of the gospel.
gospel. But Erica Kirk has said those who don't understand her are evil, completely encouraging separation and division. I did not realize until this interview how little Erica Kirk understands Scripture. And this is a really big deal, as Turning Point has branded themselves as this Christian organization. And Erica Kirk is presenting herself as a Jesus-loving woman. Nothing pissed Jesus off like leaders who led the masses astray. When he saw the religious leaders selling shit in the temple, he fastened a whip and he was going to town, not only turning over tables, but like whipping at people. It was a big deal. Jesus issued a die-hard warning, literally, against people who led, quote-unquote, the little ones astray. Listen to this. Whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea.
Oh.
This judge overseeing the cases of James Comey and Letitia James. Yeah, I just found out about these. This is like...
I want to see if she had any more.
Tell us the biggest embarrassment. For those who have blown off at any...
Erica Kirk stuff, she was pretty good at it.
Already sounds exhausted. I wonder if all that praying...
All right, let's move on. Donald. Let me share this link. Copy link. There's a mass shooting in Australia today. If you guys, I'm assuming you guys saw that, right? I'm going to show you how fucking dumb MAGA is. Now watch this.
A terror attack 29 years ago, or 29 years after the banning of all firearms in Australia. This is the Bondi Beach shooting here that just happened 8 hours ago. Is the most horrific terror attack that Australia has seen since the one terror attack that had them ban all the firearms 29 years ago. 29 years ago, they banned all firearms. Now, 3 or 4 men went down to a Jewish holiday celebration at Bondi Beach in Australia and opened fire on the crowd. 3 men, 2 of them were shot, 1 of them was actually captured by a bystander. They took his gun from him and held him until the police got there. Check this out.
Survived October 7th. I lived in Israel the last 13 years. We came here only 2 weeks ago.
So the argument that he's implying here, but not saying it, is that getting rid of guns is bad because Australia had a mass shooting. Does he not know we have multiple a day?
To work with the Jewish...
After the banning of all firearms in Australia. This is the Bondi Beach shooting here that just happened 8 hours ago.
We don't do crazy conspiracy theories to just blame it on Israel here.
Most horrific terror attack that Australia has seen since the one terror attack that had them ban all the firearms 29 years ago. 29 years ago, they banned all firearms. Now, 3 or 4 men went down to a Jewish holiday celebration at Bondi Beach in Australia and opened fire on the crowd. 3 men, 2 of them were shot, 1 of them was actually captured by a bystander. They took his gun from him and held him until the police got there. Check this out.
Survived October 7th. I lived in Israel the last 13 years. We came here only 2 weeks ago to work with the Jewish community, to fight anti-Semitism, to fight this bloodthirsty, ravaging hatred. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. We've lived through worse. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get the bastards that did this.
Oh.
Tell me, did you see the gunman?
I did. I saw at least 1 gunman firing. Looked like a shotgun firing randomly in all directions. I saw children falling to the floor. So elderly. I saw.
And by the way, right off the bat, he says all guns are banned. That's just not true, right? You have to have a permit and you have to have a genuine reason. And self-defense, they do not accept as a reason. But if you do sport shooting or you're a farmer or whatever, you can still own a gun. Obviously, it's not like the U.S., but if you have a permit to purchase a firearm and you have a reason to purchase a firearm, then you can buy a firearm.
Or invalids, I saw people just, it was an absolute bloodbath, blood gushing everywhere. October 7th, that's the last time I saw this.
I mean, how extraordinary is that?
Oh my God. Yeah. This is terrible. This is terrible. This is obviously a terrorist attack. attack. It's no lone gunman. This was many people. This was many people that went out and decided to go shooting in Australia. Three people at least. And then basically at the same time in Germany, well, or shortly thereafter or shortly before, there was a terror attack there too. That was, that was stopped. We'll touch on that again. But hey, this is getting crazy. You know, I'm not one to say it, but stay strapped or get clapped. Firearms are second only to the First Amendment. If that's the Second Amendment is what defends your absolute right to live and be a free person. Never give up that right to defend yourself. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below if you have an opinion on this, and your opinion matters, so let me know. Have a beautiful day either way. See ya.
I just don't think the argument fits. Like, how many fucking
29 years after the banning of all firearms in Australia. This is the
how many fucking sorry, let me do this first. Past 7 days. How many fucking shootings do we have? And they're like, oh, well, you know, they banned all guns. Now look what happened.
The Bondi Beach shooting here that just happened 8 hours ago is the most horrific terror attack that Australia has seen since the one terror attack that had them ban all the firearms 29 years ago. 29 years ago, they banned all firearms. Now, 3 or 4 men went down to a Jewish holiday celebration at Bondi Beach in Australia and opened fire on the crowd. 3 men, 2 of them were shot, 1 of them was actually captured by a bystander. They took his gun from him and held him until the police got there. Check this out.
Survived October 7th. I lived in Israel the last 13
One guy's a hero. He got shot twice.
years.
No, I mean, it's not like that. I mean, it's not like they haven't had one in 29 years, but it's nothing like the U.S. So, 2025 today is saying 16 dead and 42 injured. 2020 in October, they had 0 dead and 18 injured. The one before that was in 2022. They had 2 in 2022 with 6 dead and 3 dead. They had 2 in 2019 with 2 dead and 4 dead. They had 1 in 2018, but it's nothing like the fucking U.S., right? Nothing at all like depending on how you calculate this, sometimes we're having upwards of 400 a year. Even the most conservative estimates is like our students don't get 29 hours without a mass shooting.
We came here only 2 weeks ago to work with the Jewish community to fight anti-Semitism, to fight this bloodthirsty, ravaging hatred.
That's why you're here.
That's why I'm here. You know.
Okay, so in the 2020s, they've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They've had 20 in the 2020s, and some of these are like we count ours, right? Some of these are gang-related, right? A man opened fire at a wedding party. A gang-related shooting breaks out on the street, left 4 people wounded. A man shot, so this even murder-suicide. A man shot and killed his 3 kids and himself. But still, in 25 years, they've had 20. So obviously it did something.
We've lived through worse. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get the bastards that did this.
Tell me, did you see the gunman?
I did. I saw at least 1 gunman firing. Looked like a shotgun firing randomly in all directions. I saw children falling to the floor. So elderly. I saw invalids. I saw.
So they've had 20 since 2000. We've had almost 1,400 specifically just school shootings. Not gang-related, not murder-homicide, not workplace, not, a concert, just school shootings. We've had almost 1,400 just in schools. Like, that's fucking insane.
People it was an absolute bloodbath, blood gushing everywhere. October 7th, that's the last.
Yeah, the guy that grabbed the gun was crazy. Hold on. I'll show you the video. I wonder if Hero, maybe? I know people are calling him Hero. He got shot twice. What's the arm? What's the hand? But check this out.
This is the
He's like, fuck you.
Of one of the gunmen being tackled, I believe by a hero, a civilian, not a police officer, not a paramedic, but a civilian who has rushed the gunman from behind, seized his weapon, turned the weapon on him, and has had the courage to not only do that, but the presence of mind not to open fire in that situation. And now he is no doubt calling for backup, getting this man surrounded, and making sure there is no chance he can get away. But we do believe the vision you are seeing there is of the gunman. A second gunman, Tom, is that your understanding? That is a second gunman up on the bridge, now trying to protect the other gunman who has just been stripped of his weapon. This is the vision.
That's insane. Hold on just a second. I can't believe people are making this fucking argument. Like, good for them. Now look what they've done. They banned guns. Now they had a shooting. What the fuck? That guy's wild. He got shot once in his arm and once in his hand. But I think it was before this interaction because from the wrestling, it looks like he takes the gun away. He must have been shot before and then came and tried this. And, of course, he's got a long shotgun. I'm not sure what the restrictions are on, like, an AR platform. I think they interviewed, this the guy? This is someone related to him,
He
I
was
think.
on the beach. He walked and see some people, they have guns. That's what we see in the videos. Actually, I don't know exactly what happened, but when he see that, he take the gun off from the guy. And everyone they see in the social media what's going on, what happened, but still he's in the hospital and we don't know exactly what's going inside. But they said the doctor, he's very okay. And next 2 hours, they let us to go in and see Ahmed because he's still inside and he do the operation. But we hope he will be fine. He's a hero, 100%. He's a hero because what we see on the social media, he's 100% hero. He was on the beach. He walked and see some people they have guns.
And it was targeted at a Jewish thing that was going on. I don't know if it's a school or a church or what, like a Jewish gathering.
16 people have now been killed and over 40 others injured in the Australian Bondi beach attack. But there's something very important that I want to point out here that nobody is talking about. Keep in mind, this attack occurred at a Jewish holiday event, okay? And before you call it an anti-Semitic attack, let me just point out something for you. Not even 2 weeks ago, Netanyahu himself criticized the Australian government for their recognition of a Palestinian state, literally describing it, and I quote, as an absurd prize for terrorism. A very specific usage of words. And earlier this day, after the attack, very ironic timing by the way, but Netanyahu said that he believed that the Australian government poured oil on the flames of anti-Semitism. Isn't it interesting how there's this huge argument going on right now about Ahmed al-Ahmed, which do keep in mind is a Muslim who tackled and disarmed the shooter. Doesn't exactly fit the narrative now, does it? And come to find out, a Syrian as well. That definitely doesn't fit the narrative now, does it? And can you guess where the shooter is from? Can you guess what his prior job experience is? Because I'm noticing that the media doesn't want to talk about that part. See, what I find most
Netanyahu is so mad at the Muslim hero who saved countless lives at Bondi Beach that he's now claiming that the man is actually a Jewish person. Where right after the attack, Netanyahu said, and I quote, "We have seen evil at its worst. We have also seen Jewish heroism at its best. I saw a video of a Jew who pounces on one of the murderers and takes his weapon away and saves who knows how many lives." However, unfortunately for Netanyahu, footage verified by Reuters as well as a slew of other mainstream international media organizations have verified that the man who saved countless lives by throwing himself in danger was actually a Muslim man by the name of Ahmed El-Ahmed, who is a local fruit shop owner, and not only did his bravery save countless lives, but his bravery also undid billions of dollars of anti-Muslim propaganda that Western media outlets were ready to unleash in order to vilify Muslims. And then all of these media outlets had to change their headlines or add a byline to say that the savior was also a Muslim man. And no one is more mad than Israeli media, who right after the attack happened were ready to blame it on Iran. Netanyahu is so mad at the Muslim hero who saved countless lives at Bondi Beach that he's now claiming that the man is actually a Jewish person. Where right after...
Oh, let's see what Aaron
We have
Barnes
some
says.
important news right now. We're learning more about the bystander who confronted a terrorist in Australia at Bondi Beach targeting a Hanukkah celebration. He is a hero. An unarmed bystander confronted the terrorist, disarmed the terrorist, and did so unarmed. His name is Ahmed El-Ahmed. He was identified by the Sydney Morning Herald as a 43-year-old father of two. He's an owner of a local fruit store in Sutherland, Australia. He completely disarmed a terrorist on his own. He placed himself in the line of fire to take a rifle from the shooter. He was hit by multiple bullets himself, according to the Sydney Morning Herald. He's actively undergoing surgery.
Takes some balls to try to do that, for sure.
And my prayers are with him in his quick,
Yes, Rob Reiner and his wife are dead. Their son killed him.
swift recovery. He saved lives today. I will continue to provide you updates as we get more information about today's horrific attack at a Hanukkah celebration in Bondi Beach. Spread the word, follow for more. We have some important news right now. We're learning more about the bystander who confronted a terrorist in Australia at Bondi Beach targeting a Hanukkah celebration. He is a hero. An unarmed bystander confronted.
It isn't a fucking Jewish conspiracy. The Google Trends shit is a known bug in Google Trends. All you do is up the parameters and it takes that away. And then it'll be fixed within a couple days. How fucking dumb would it be for their super elaborate plan? And these people are so fucking dumb. They're like, oh, well, the day before, let me go Google his name 85 times. They can't be all powerful with sex around the world doing this fucking assassinations and mass shootings and killings. And they're also simultaneously so fucking retarded that they can't stop from Googling the person's name. You understand how dumb that is, right? The secret cabal that runs the world. Also, you can't let them have their phones. They'll just be Googling shit and make it show up on Google Trends. Fucking stupid. All right, what else we got? Trump is going after sign language. Anytime there's a tragedy, I'm going to explain this as simply as possible. Here, I pull it up. Anytime there's a tragedy or something that leads for people to immediately start Googling something, here it is. Google themselves will tell you there's these ghost box that pop up, okay? So most of our feed is over here. We got 27, 41, 33, and 40, okay? Now, it was always 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? But now we get these spots over here that are like data coming in quicker, honestly, as quick as they can fucking process it, of people Googling this for no reason, and the algorithm doesn't understand. And people always come and take these screenshots. They're like, oh my God, it's already changed since the people posted on Twitter. They're like, someone on December 9th just randomly Googled this in Tel Aviv district 100 times. That's not true, okay? That's them trying to catch up with the projected trend of this. If you just take this and back it out to see a broader picture, a smoother line, right? 30 days. Then we've got 0000000. Even on the day that December 10th is right here. You can see it on the screen. December 10th, 0. 0, 0, 0. Oh, and then today, December 14th, 100. They can't keep up at that high resolution. There's always these ghost spikes on everything. Everything. It doesn't. If something happens tomorrow that's going to cause everybody to start Googling JFG peanut butter, you can go see it, and it's going to look like, oh, somebody somewhere Googled it for some reason the day before. How weird. Same thing here on worldwide. Interest over time, 77. If we zoom in, can we do like 48 hours? No, we're going to do past day. No one is Googling these things before. How fucking stupid would that be? Hey, bro, remember we got that top secret shooting in Australia tomorrow. We sent our agents down there to do it. Make sure you go home and Google it 115 fucking times so you can get it on Google Trends to send out a secret message that only the people that search Google Trends will know. Like, what the fuck is the point? What is the point of their secret slip up that made them Google the name 100 times the day before, or 5 days before, or 4 days before? What is it? Let's still check if our agent's not on Google 1,000 times today. Not to mention, you can use Google without submitting analytics to Google Trends. You just check the box and turn it off. Don't log into your secret fucking Mossad computer. Make sure you use your telephone while you're driving around Tel Aviv. Google his name as many times as you can. That way everybody knows we knew about it the day before. That sounds so fucking stupid. I don't even know how you... I don't know. Anyways. Trump's going after sign language.
Arguing that sign language services intrude on Donald Trump's ability to control his own image. This, according to new reporting from the Associated Press, the administration is arguing that requiring real-time American Sign Language interpretation of events at the White House, like White House press briefings or Trump's speeches, would, quote, severely intrude on the president's prerogative to control the image he presents to the public. That's what the Justice Department is saying in a new law.
I think Netanyahu's a bitch, a piece of shit. He's fucking war crimes. He's a horrible fucking person. He talks shit about all the other countries and blames everything on anti-Semitism. That's his shtick.
That real-time American Sign Language interpretation of events at the White House, like White House press briefings or Trump's speeches, would, quote, severely intrude on the president.
No, you're retarded. What's the point of rubbing it in anybody's face? Who are they sending a message to? You? So you get set up at 3 a.m. saying, what did the Jews do to us now? What is the point? Are they rubbing it in our faces because we found all these little clues they left behind? And then we put them together. We know the Jews did it. Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just make it secret? Like every other thing they do, every time they do it. That's fucking dumb. No, they're leaving breadcrumbs so we all know who really did it. They're rubbing it in our faces.
On Donald Trump's ability to control his own image. This, according to new reporting from the Associated Press, the administration is arguing that
fucking retarded
American Sign Language interpretation of events at the White House, like White House press briefings or Trump's speeches, would, quote, severely intrude.
You have to go fight the Jews somewhere else, bro.
To control the image he...
I hate these motherfuckers make me take up for Israel. I fucking hate the Jewish fucking leadership, the Jewish government, what the fucking Jewish government is doing around them into foreign countries and what they do in the U.S. and how much fucking money we send them. And these goddamn these goddamn fucking water-headed fucking retards coming, and somehow I have to take up for Israel. But you don't understand. They're rubbing it in our faces. So what they do is they activate their terrorist cells, and then the day before the attack, to give a little fuck you to me when I'm searching Google Trends, the day before the terrorist attack, they have everybody Google his name. That's what they do. Little bastards. They have everybody Google his name. So then the terrorist attack happens. Then I say, oh, let me look at Google Trends. And it's like a big middle finger to me because they've just been searching his name all week because they want to rub it in my face. What is the point of that? To piss off the people who already hate Jews on the internet? Explain a reason that they would go through creating a terrorist cell and an attack and all this shit, and then a day or 2 days or 3 days before it, they would have all their guys Google the name to rub it in our faces on Twitter. But what does that accomplish? You guys are already hating the Jews. Like, I don't... What does that accomplish?
Presents to the public.
Now I really do want to get to this sign language thing
Arguing that
without crashing out.
language services intrude on Donald Trump's ability to control his own image.
So the Trump administration is arguing that sign language interpreters intrude on the Trump's presidential ability to control his own image. What do you think they're signing? They only sign the words that you say. They don't make it. They don't go off scripts. They're not giving commentary. It's not a critique. They just do the words that you say. How the fuck can that affect your own image?
This, according to new reports.
They're arguing this in court. I don't know. I do think it's funny when we watch those videos about the fake sign language people that didn't have any idea. Have you guys ever seen those? Hold on. There's like people that get hired for the job and they don't really do sign language. They just start making shit up.
Total gibberish. This time it was at the police news conference.
Like, this is a fake. This person doesn't know sign language.
Announcing an arrest in the Tampa serial killings.
We will be charging 4 counts of first-degree murder.
Standing off to the side, apparently translating every word, this woman.
We received over 5,000 tips in this case.
But it turns out much of what she was signing was nonsense. She waved her arms around like she was singing jingle
And people that don't know sign language have no idea.
bells, says one outraged sign language expert.
She's doing a bunch of letters. I can tell she's doing a bunch of letters, but she should be doing words or phrases.
Identified as Derlin Roberts has a string of arrests for fraud. So how did she come to be translating at last week's high-profile police news conference?
I just didn't ask enough questions.
Accused of signing total
I just didn't ask enough questions. But Trump is arguing in court that they're hurting his image somehow.
From the Associated Press,
I had to ban the Jewish person. I don't have all night to just argue about what is the point of fucking... What do they get out of it? Like, what? All right, let's say this is all fictional, okay? This is all fictional. But let's say a week from today, me and my group that secretly runs the world are going to blow up the Pentagon. Hypothetically, okay? And there are people that are like, that Will Bird, I fucking hate him and his group of people, they run the world. And I think, you know what would really bother those people who can't affect me in any way, shape, or form? They're just people who live on the internet and bitch about me. I'm going to Google blow up the Pentagon 1,000 times today. from Northeast Tennessee. And then next week, after I blow up the Pentagon, they'll be like, who the hell was Googling this? Like, I don't understand that. What is the point?
This, according to new reporting from the Associated Press, the administration is arguing that requiring real-time American Sign Language interpretation of events at the White House, like White House press briefings or Trump's speeches, would, quote, severely intrude on the press.
Sign language is now woke, like all fonts besides Times New Roman. Even though it helps people that are visually impaired read it, the Calibre, no. Fuck visually impaired.
President's prerogative to control the image he presents to the public. That's what the Justice Department is saying in a new lawsuit.
Says he can't control the image that if you have sign language interpreters there, then Trump can't control the image he presents to the public. What are you talking about, dude? Just get a MAGA sign language person. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else worships you that works around you. Just get somebody that fucking likes you. If you think they're throwing some bullshit in there or something.
That was filed to ensure.
I used to date a girl that like half her family did sign language, and she could do sign language, and her mom was a sign language interpreter and worked at a local college doing it, and her grandparents were both deaf, and they deserve to be able to watch the fucking news too. I wish I was fucking couldn't goddamn hear the news right now.
That their ASL services provided during key White House events, which have historically been provided regardless of administration. The National Association for the Deaf sued the Trump administration after it stopped using American Sign Language interpretation, which the Biden administration used regularly. Trump apparently wants to control his own image, though. Spread the word. Follow along, stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about. I will have much more to come very soon, so stay tuned for more. We have some news right now. The Trump administration is now arguing that sign language services intrude on Donald Trump's ability to control his own image. This, according to new reporting from the Associated Press, the administration is arguing that requiring real-time American Sign Language interpretation of events at the White House.
Yeah. So serif and sans serif. So serif, here, I'll show you. I guess I could just Google an image, but maybe I want to draw. So serif is just kind of cluttered. Hold on, paint is opening. So serif is harder for visually impaired people because it's kind of cluttered for no reason. So like if I wanted to draw an A in a serif style font, not only would I have like the A, right? But I'd also have like feet on it. And these feet, especially when there's like another letter right beside this, like let's say there's another A, right? And these feet interfere with each other and can just muddy up the screen for people who have like blurry vision or can barely see or can't see well. And any sans serif style font doesn't. It would just be like this, right? And Times New Roman is a serif style font, and Calibre is not. And it's a really good font. It's sans serif, and it's a really good font for visually impaired or people like, hold on, we'll look at Calibre font. And they literally made this change for just people who have trouble reading and shit, right? It's supposed to be easier for them. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. And if I don't understand what the big, it's woke. What? How can it be? What do you mean? So this is Times New Roman regular and bold. And this is Calibre regular and bold. But Marco Rubio is like, fuck that. We're getting those woke fonts out of here. And we're going to standardize Times New Roman across everything. Like what? Whatever you say, boss. God damn, it's getting cold in here. Cold in this bitch. Here's something to make you feel warm and bubbly inside.
So this was the graphic on Fox News this morning. Pretty remarkable numbers, and the fact that they're even showing this on Fox News, but here it is.
In 2020, there were 13 cases of the measles. As of Tuesday, there were 1,912 cases of the measles in the U.S. That is a 14,608% increase. We just finished covering the interpreters right before I started talking about the font.
Rise in U.S. measles cases. As of Tuesday this year, 1,912. In 2020, 13. That is, as Fox News points out, a 14,608% increase. And while this sun-dried sack of shit is not singularly to blame, he sure has a lot of it. Cultivating
I've been trying to cover it for 30 goddamn minutes, but I kept crashing out over the Jews.
A movement based on fear and propaganda that has impacts on real people's lives and health. Kids are getting measles and dying because of this man and the BS that the Trump administration propagates. That's why I was so shocked to see this on Fox News, actually admitting the truth that during Donald Trump's presidency, his second term, measles cases rising at an almost 15,000% increase level. It is despicable, it is wrong, and people are dying because of it. So this was the graphic on Fox News this morning. Pretty remarkable numbers, and the fact that they're even showing this on Fox News, but here it is. The rise in U.S. measles cases. As of Tuesday this year, 1,912. In 2020.
Oh, they really could have picked any time. I'm not sure why they used 2020, but this really didn't kick off until like February, March of this year. Let's see. February 2nd, 27 cases. February 9th, 65. February 16th, 85. 75. 90. 105. 105. 89, 115, all that through. Well, you can look here. Here's 2023 through 2025. And it looks like it's tapering off, but really my chat's covering part of it. So hold on. It did, kind of, but then kick back up again. So this is 2023 through 2025. Some of these are either 0 or not readable. 1, 0, 1, 1. Back in 2023, 0, 1, 0, 1. We had some small spike here. This is probably the last time we talked about it on the show. March 17th, 2024, when we had 30-some cases. Because there's been a couple outbreaks we've talked about on the show. It's just insane that measles was like eradicated, but here we are.
13. That is, as Fox News points out, a 14,608% increase. And while this sun-dried sack of shit is not singularly to blame, he sure has a lot of it. Cultivating a movement based on fear and propaganda that has impacts on real people's lives and health. Kids are getting measles and dying because of this man and the BS that the Trump administration propagates. That's why I was so shocked to see this on Fox News, actually admitting the truth that during Donald Trump's presidency, his second term, measles cases rising at an almost 15,000% increase level. It is despicable, it is wrong, and people are dying because of it. So this was the graphic on Fox News.
Pretty fucking insane. I want you to listen to something here, and you tell me if you think you hear anything wrong here.
To an extent, because without the November 5th election, you would have had a president that didn't have the courage to use tariffs the way they should be used. And because of the tariffs, we've taken in more than think of this, $18 trillion. There's never been anything like it. As an example, the previous administration, Sleepy Joe Biden, took in less than $1 trillion in 4 years. We took in more than $18 trillion in 10 months. I'd say that's pretty good, right? I'd say that's pretty good. And if you go back into history, there's
So this was shared by a bunch of Republicans, but this one's from Representative Wesley Hunt's press office. It says President Trump announced that America has generated more than $18 trillion for Americans through tariffs in just 10 months. Just for comparison, the previous administration brought in only $1 trillion over 4 years. That is fantastic news, and the future continues to look very bright for America. Now think about that for a second. This is a tax, okay? Tariffs are a tax, right? The U.S., our entire GDP is $30 trillion for the year. And Trump claims in 10 months, we've made over half of that just on tariffs. It's not fucking possible. There's no goddamn way. There's no fucking way. It's not a real thing.
the way they should be used.
We only make $30 trillion a year in our gross domestic product.
President that didn't have the courage to use tariffs the way they should be used. And because of the tariffs, we've taken in more than think of this, $18 trillion. There's never been anything like it. As an example.
So this document behind me is from the Treasury, November 2025. Custom duties is how we measure tariffs. And you can see $31 billion came in. Again,
$31 billion.
How we measure tariffs.
It's a lot of money. $31 billion versus $18 trillion.
And you can see $31 billion came in. Again, you can see your custom duties, $30 billion, combined the last month, $62 billion. Bringing the total for the year to about
$195 billion at the very top of this estimate versus $18 trillion.
$5 billion. A lot of money. But here's three things. Number one, our GDP is about $30 trillion. So
Yes.
Bringing in $18 trillion via a tax is not even mathematically plausible. Number two, the $18 trillion does not come out of thin air. This is based off investments. He has people willing to invest in our country, and most is verbal.
Allegedly. We'll bring $69 trillion bajillion dollars next year.
In fact, the only money that has actually come to fruition that's actually happening is about $720 billion. Again, a lot of money, but nowhere near this $18 trillion number. Number three, if we're talking about $18 trillion, let's talk about a real number. If you were to take the top 100 wealthiest people in America and liquidate...
He just lies about the dumbest shit, dude. Just say the actual number. It's still a lot of money. Why?
Take that however you want it. You liquidate them down to their last penny, and you give it to the government. If you got every single dime and dollar and cent from them, you would have $3.9 trillion. $3.9 trillion. And we're talking about $18 trillion. It's just fahoozy. He's making up words. He's just saying them.
President that didn't have the courage to use tariffs the way they should be used. And because of the tariffs, we've taken in...
Do you guys think that, do you think the AI is a bubble? I've been watching a lot of people talk about the AI bubble. Like, billions and billions and billions of dollars are being invested. And as of right now, it's only bringing in like a fraction. Like, let's say $200 billion a year is being invested in it. And it's bringing in like $5 billion. Like, it's insane.
More than think of this, $18 trillion.
$18 trillion.
Do you think the current administration's play at peace in Gaza is another form of propaganda or a proper step toward peace?
I'm not sure if it's propaganda necessarily. I think it's disingenuous just because based on pattern recognition. Multiple times they say they're going to do a ceasefire. Israel violates the ceasefire. I can't trust what they say. I can only judge them based on the actual results. I need to, at this point now, I need to see action. Or look at how much he wants to do. I think that's another narrative out there. It's like, hey, Trump wants to do it really badly. It's just that the issue is so complicated. It's been going on for such a long time. One man can't possibly solve it.
Fucking sane. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Sorry, guys. We got the wrong guy again. You know. I don't think they have any idea what the fuck happened at Brown University. They have zero fucking idea what the fuck happened. Pretty wild, no? Like, shouldn't they be the people who know what? Here we are again. America's so fucked right now. How long is it going to take to straighten all, if we ever have elections again? How long is it going to take to straighten it all out?
The last video I made last night before I went to the ER, which is maybe TMI, was about a school shooting. And the first video I'm making today is about the death of an incredibly talented artist, an actor, a director, of course, his beloved wife. And unfortunately, my first thought was, I hope this isn't political. Rob Reiner was an outspoken activist, a fighter for democracy, for human rights, and I thought, I hope this isn't political. That was my first thought. And my second thought, unfortunately, before making this video, was to go to Truth Social, something that no sane person should ever have to think in their life. Let me see what's happening on Truth Social. But I did, and what I found for so many reasons was incredibly disturbing and upsetting. Not just because of the tragedy that happened tonight, the death of Rob Reiner and his wife that I want to talk about, but just because of where we are in this country and how we feel every single day and how tiring it is. I want to talk about Rob Reiner. I want to talk about his life. I want to talk about this numbness that we shouldn't have to feel. I want to talk about Trump. So please stick around for all of it. But unfortunately, we do have to start with this devastating breaking news tonight. And then I want to play a clip of Rob Reiner talking about the fight that we must continue to have. I don't want to make this political. I want to make this clear, but it's just what I want to kind of get off my chest tonight. But I want to start with this devastating breaking news. Breaking: Rob Reiner and wife allegedly killed by their son, according to shocking report. Hollywood icon Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were allegedly killed by their son, according to a stunning report from People. People, citing multiple sources, identified Nick Reiner as the alleged perpetrator in the killing of his 78-year-old father and 68-year-old mother. Nick Reiner, according to the People report, battled substance abuse for years. He said he was homeless for long periods of time, telling People he often slept outside for days and weeks at a time.
This is just the beginning, and people have to understand our democracy is being taken away from us, and we only have about a year. Just to be clear about this, and people, you're doing a great job, and a lot of other people are doing a good job to tell what's actually happening in this country. But make no mistake, we have a year before this country becomes a full-on autocracy and democracy completely leaves us. And we're looking at the election in 2026, and
we talked about Rob Reiner at the beginning.
Donald Trump knows. He knows that in a free and fair election, he will lose. He will lose the House. The House will flip and will become into Democratic hands. There'll be committee chairs that'll be able to hold hearings. And this is the last thing he wants. So this little, these ICE agents and the National Guard, and now he's called the military in from all over the world to talk to them about don't be surprised when polling booths are surrounded by American military in the guise of making sure that the elections are fair and that nobody's tampering with it.
No worries.
And when you see violence breaking out, which there'll be protests, there'll be inciting violence, there'll be some violence, and they'll keep that. Then you'll see the commandeering of voting machines, ballot boxes, to make sure that that election is secure. Well, what that means is that he will then commandeer the election. So we have to make the public absolutely aware that their democracy is being taken from them, and we have to do everything we can to make sure people understand that. People don't, it's a vague term, democracy. It's like, what does that mean? The Constitution, we don't know what that means. People care about their pocketbook issues, the price of eggs, they care about their health care, and they should. Those are the things that directly affect them. But if they lose their democracy, all of these rights, the freedom of speech, the freedom to pray the way you want, the freedom to protest and not go to jail, not be sent out of the country with no due process, all these things will be taken away from them, and we have to educate the public that this is what's happening right now in America.
Now, I just want to say again that I don't want to take a tragic death, a murder of two people, as an opportunity to talk about Donald Trump, because I don't want to make everything in our lives certainly about Donald Trump. But I feel like I have to. Or maybe I don't feel like I have to make it about him as much as I just have to talk about the fact that it is so devastating that we just have to encounter so much violence all the time, and that we have to think about who we do and do not want to be the perpetrator. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like, stick with me for a second. How much fear did we have waiting for a suspect to be identified in the shooting of Charlie Kirk, hoping that it wasn't a trans person, so that the right didn't have an opportunity to further their disgusting crackdown and abuse some of the most marginalized people in our society, and that it was only until it was identified that it was a white guy that Erica Kirk decided forgiveness is what she needed to go forward with. And I was really scared tonight that the report we were going to get was this was going to be a politically motivated killing or anything of the sort. That again doesn't take away, it doesn't add to or take away. And I'm really looking for the words right now. How devastating this is, but there is something different about it, and it's crazy that we have to differentiate between the different types of shootings and the different types of killings and the different systems that let us down, and that maybe we spend so much time on these individuals when we should be looking at those systems. And it's tough that we have to sort through what type of killing it was. And as we're doing that, when I went to Truth Social to see if Donald Trump had said something or had...
Oh, you stupid cunt. I know he's having like a heartfelt moment. But, hold on, let's do this. This dumb bitch from fucking Truth Social, Pat Riots. Like Patriot, Pat Riot, 2 names. I commented on one of Trump's posts just because I was mad at it one night, and I said, so Trump's talking about he inherited this mess from the Biden administration, everything's so much better now, and it can't get any worse. I said inflation was at 3% the day you took office, and it's almost exactly the same right now. You haven't done shit for anyone unless they are rich and know you well. And Pat Riot said, you used to be funny. Now you just show your ignorance. Do your homework and then come back. The fact that you even interact on Truth Social tells me everything I need to know. Okay? Eat a bag of dicks. I can't believe you guys used to fucking watch me. You're so goddamn retarded. Holy shit. I can't believe I fostered an audience like that. Just waiting for me to comment on a Trump post so they can leave a response. Fucking losers. All right, guys. I'm gonna end early because it's cold as fuck. And I'm getting cold even in here. I don't have the regular heat on. It is 57 in my office. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Support the show. Maybe we'll get the real heat turned on one time. I could get it turned on, but man, the deposit was like a fucking insane for the gas because it's like a business address or whatever. I don't know. Wasn't worth it. I got space heaters. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Support the show if you want to. Getting ready for the holidays. I think I'm going to quit covering politics forever. I want to build some shit. I want to make some shit. I want to build some shit and make videos, I think. I don't know. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. We'll see you about the next one. Have a good night. It's over there. It's on the charger right now.
Just how good is the M12 stubby impact wrench? Let's go.
I got up and went and got a bottle of water. I didn't realize there's a video playing. My bad. Good night, guys.